Hi guys, and welcome to the third installment of my tutorial series on how to use Adobe Premiere Pro CC. This tutorial we're going to be digging into how to use the audio editing tools in order to increase volume and do basic fade-ins and fade-outs. Hopefully by this stage you would have watched the last two tutorials, so you should be at a similar stage to where I am with this project that I'm using to demonstrate. So today I'm using the previous project that I used to produce the previous tutorial. So this is actually the footage from tutorial 2. As you can see, the audio is actually showing green in this project. It probably will show blue for you if you've just opened your project and haven't done any work with editing the audio. The reason it's green is because I've replaced the audio. So all the effects are off and we're starting from a clean slate. So without further ado, let's dig in. So you should be at stage now where you have your footage in the order that you want. You've cut out the footage that you don't want. So your video is starting to look somewhere like how you want it to be. So now we can start playing around with the audio. If we look down here, this is the audio track. There are similarities to how the video track works. We have a lockable lock if we want to play around the video and leave the audio unaffected, and we do have some other tools here, but we will look into those in another tutorial. So today I want to show you how to do some basic audio editing. So first up, I make sure that the vertical scroll bar is at the beginning, and let's just press play and see how the audio sounds. Okay guys, welcome to the second of my video tutorials. So you'll see when I press play, you can see the volume coming up at the side here. Because this is a stereo recording, we have a left and we have a right recording, and over here we have two bars that represent the left and right of the stereo recording. At the moment it's peaking around here. Ideally you want to avoid this peaking anywhere into the red, otherwise the audio will start to chop out and the quality won't be very good. This audio is actually not that bad at all. It's hovering around there, but however we will still do some playing around so I can show you how to edit the audio. So if we come back here on this track, if we hover down to the bottom there, wait until the cursor turns into two arrows, one pointing up, one pointing down with two bars in between. Hold the left button down on the mouse, pull this bar down, there we are, pull that bar all the way down until you see this row of keyframe adjustments. These won't appear unless you pull down this track. So there they are, and there they show. If we look over here briefly, you'll see this white line running along the audio. This represents the volume. So that's the volume line, and this is something we can play around with. If we click on this Show Keyframes button, click on that, and then go to Track Keyframes, Volume, you'll see the volume will be movable. At the moment it's jumped right up. We can grab this volume bar and we can drop it all the way down so that the audio is barely audible, like so, or we can pull that all the way up to the top so that the volume is increased. The Premiere Pro CC, this is the 2018 version. So that's how we can basically increase the volume. If that's all we want to do, then that may be all that you need to do, and you can just pull the volume up and leave it there and you've increased your volume. Another thing that we can do is we can also create fade-ins and fade-outs, or we can drop the volume out and then bring the volume back up. In order to do that, we'll place this bar where we would like the volume to be adjusted, and then click on this Add Keyframe, and you'll see a dot will appear on the volume line. If I now move that along and then click the Add Keyframe, another dot will appear. We can actually adjust these, so you can grab that first bar, pull it right the way down. So now you'll see the bar starts at 0, gradually moves up, and then comes up to where the high volume bar is. So if I pull that to the start and press play, that audio should gradually how to do basic video editing using Adobe Premiere Pro CC. This is the 2018 version. So in the last tutorial, so that's how we do a basic volume fade in. If we change our mind, up at the top, undo, undo, and undo. We can also do this at any point in the track. So let's say we wanted to drop the volume out completely. We can move the bar along to where we want the volume to be changed. Click on that button, move it along again, click on that button again, pull that down. We can then move the scroll bar along again, place it wherever we need it to be, click on the button, move that back up again. So now we have the volume dipping, the volume decreasing to 0, and then increasing back up to the original volume level. When we have finished applying our keyframes to this volume bar, we will need to then turn these functions off. If we don't turn these functions off, you'll find you won't be able to select or do anything with the volume tracks. In order to do that, we go back to this button here, click on that and select Clip Keyframes. This will then allow us to do some further audio adjustments to this audio track. The final thing I'd like to show you with basic audio editing, if we select this track, right click on the volume area and then go to audio gain and select that, we can actually increase the volume by increasing the decibels, the dBs. So if we put in an input of 5 decibels there and click OK, you'll see that actually increases the volume like that. If we change our mind, edit, undo. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.